Dog days, blast from the past. My son, who was 14 at the time, is punching his fist on a book, doing his best to break the binding. I began yelling at him, my usual reaction during one of his common fits of rage, but what I said sent chills up my spine. "How would you like that done to you?" I screamed. Where in the world did that come from? Then it hit me. All in a flash, I remember those same words being directed at me, a defenseless little girl, as she landed on the flagstone patio. I was recalling an incident that had been buried over 35 years ago. I'm guessing I was about 5. My recollection of the scene was this: being mean to a little puppy. I would pick him up and throw him down over and over again. I can still remember his yelps. I can't imagine doing that to any animal or anyone today, which makes me wonder what would lead me to that state of violence. I have no idea why I would do such a horrible act. Did I see other people treating animals or people like that? Is that why I hurt that defenseless little puppy? I don't know why this quiet, pretty, blonde-haired little tyke would have done such a thing. My mother came to the dog's rescue. She had heard the dog's cries and wails from inside our radio house on wheels. This enormous-sized woman, think of a white Aunt Jemima, was going to show that pipsqueak of a daughter a thing or two. She came to me screaming, "How would you like that done to you?" She hollered, or bellowed more like it. I did not have a scruff on my neck like that puppy. She grabbed me by the ponytail. As soon as she would get me high enough, she'd slam me down, then snatch me back up again, over and over again. This continued until her strength ran out. Thank goodness she was a heavy smoker, 4 packs a day. That's all I remember from that awful day. The old battle axe always pulled my hair instead of giving me a spanking. That same spot on my head still hurts every time I get angry or upset. It's as if she's still torturing me. This is a reminder that stirred up notions about what other awful events might have happened to me that I did not recall. I asked myself how anyone could do this to anyone. Say something about this sweet little girl. Why was I so mean? But this little girl was being evil to this poor little puppy, you see. As an adult, I wanted so desperately to break that cycle of abuse, and then I found myself doing this very same thing one day. Recently, my daughter and I were remembering something one day when I lost my temper with my son. We had just gotten notice that he had not been attending school for a 20-day period. I was livid. I stormed into the house and found him playing video games with another little boy who'd skipped the school that day. I picked up the nearest thing close to me. I found a curtain rod. I began to wail on him. This weapon was so familiar to that switch that my mother found so handy throughout my childhood. Again, I asked myself how anyone could do such a thing to their own child. I ask you now, am I so different than my mother I decide? I have no idea what I had done. When I saw those welts that I had left on my firstborn's leg, it was awful. I asked my daughter about it recently. She's all grown-up woman now. She said, "Mom, you never hit us again." Well, I'm glad for that, but still. Too many years long ago, my son died. I found out that he had been molested at school, and that's why he was skipping. It's unfortunate that he did not tell me about that incident, so I might have taken action for him. So now, as a kind of repentance, I try to look out for the underdog who cannot take care of themselves.